Okay, so we're going to start painting this. It's called Prismacolor Navy Blue. And that's a close approximation that I found for B&O blue. And in the end, we're going to put 2 coats of it on. And as you can see, as I typically do, I basically, when I paint, I go along the sides because that's where I have the most control of the pen. It's much more easy for me to go along the top and along the frame. And similarly with the letters here, I go along the bottom and along the bottom. And the steps are a really good area. And then you flip the drawing. So that you can basically repeat that process in the other direction. Now this whole engine, we're basically painting it one color. Well, we're painting it 2 in the sense that we're painting it blue and we're painting it yellow. But a lot of railroads even have a 3rd color in the sense that they have a black underframe or a silver underframe. If it did, I would be painting this whole section and not worrying about the underframe at first. Which, even at that, I wouldn't. It's not that important to do the underframe first, it's just because it's there. Part of what I guess I'm almost showing you is don't feel like there's one part of the engine you have to paint first. There's no real rule about it. For instance, a good example, when I paint engines that have silver trucks, I do find it to be a good idea to paint engines with silver trucks. I do generally tend to paint the silver trucks first because silver is a color that, like if this were silver and this were blue, I would definitely tend to paint the silver first, just because silver is, as a light color, picks up blue. It doesn't always, but it can. And then part of what it is that as you're painting along, it can kind of get into your head. Oh no, what if it's going to pick up the blue? And you need to be concentrating on what you're drawing enough that you don't need to be thinking about, is the silver going to pick up the blue? So, little things like that. Help you not think about that as much. And as you can hear, when I draw along, I take pauses where I'm not talking as much. A big part of that is because I'm concentrating when I'm drawing, especially when I'm doing things like going around letters or drawing definitely builds your concentration. See, when I'm about ready to go around this 50-65, I was like, tell them what you did afterwards, because while I was doing it, it's like, it takes your whole concentration to draw around numbers. And part of why we're going to do a second coat, I mean, this engine may somewhat look like it's done, but part of why we're going to do a second coat, and actually on lighter colors, we pretty much, almost all colors, we do even a third coat, is, see, there are places like around the B and O that are really not trimmed yet. See, like into the B there, along the bottom. And this doesn't look quite as dramatic, what I'm doing, as it did a couple minutes ago. But actually, for having a finished drawing, what I'm doing now is pretty much as important, if not in some ways almost more important, that you remember to put a second coat on. I mean, house painters, everybody puts second coats. That's a big part of painting in general, is putting second coats, third coats. That's a rule of painting, is because what happens is that, like, it's harder to see here, but like it's lighter there, it's lighter there, and it's a little darker there, and that's why painters in general put multiple coats. Because when you put this next coat on, darker parts of the blue fall in other areas, and it evens it out quite a bit. And see, in a few areas you can see I'm even giving it the beginnings of a third coat, but a lot of colors I would totally give it a full third coat. And as I keep touching it up, I look for little areas around the steps is an important place because they need to be nice and straight. And then one of the last steps is that we just put the couplers on and the wheels. And there we go.